Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Nephilim Entertainment. Sorry about the hiatus. Just figured I'd take a little break after shooting videos consecutively for weeks on end. But I'm back, and I'm here with a review of The Defenders. Now, I may possibly slip and give you some spoilers for that show and plus the other four tagged along to it, but here's my recap, and here's what I think of The Defenders. Okay, so, alright, where to begin? Alright, so to do a nice little recap, we pick up with these four heroes, and they consist of Matt Murdock as the Daredevil, you got Luke Cage as the bulletproof, sort of reluctant, but yet got a heart-to-go superhero, and then you got Jessica Jones, who's just flat out reluctant, and then you got, of course, the immortal Iron Fist, as he likes to tell everybody, as his girlfriend liked to point out. And the story basically picks up where the story was heading. I mean, makes sense. But in this show, you have Matt Murdock, who right now is sort of dealing with his own personal demons. He is a little reluctant about being a hero, and he is trying to swear it off, but yet he just cannot resist that oh so temptation that he wants to go out and beat up the bad guys. And then of course you got the ever so lovely alcoholic and smart-mouthed private eye Jessica Jones. Now, after the whole Kilgrave incident, which was in her first season, she is sort of reluctant to even sort of don this hero facade. In fact, she doesn't even want someone to mention the word hero. And she's even reluctant to take clients in her private PI business. She's just sort of wanting to fall off the map and basically crawl up into a bottle of whiskey or whatever her drink of choice is. Well, and then you have Luke Cage. Luke Cage is just fresh out of prison. He's going to go have him a nice little Colombian cup of coffee. If you watch the show, you understand that reference. And then, of course, you have Danny Rand, who is Iron Fist, and he has been globetrotting trying to hunt down the Hand. So, the plot of the story basically is, of course, you got the culmination of all these stories. You have Matt Murdock, you got Danny Rand trying to sort of make sense of everything that's going on, and then you got Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, who are just doing small little favors to help people. Well, Iron Fist is wanting to do a one-man army. Daredevil is wanting to just not even bother with being a superhero. Luke is trying to be a superhero, and Jessica Jones is just trying to stay drunk. Well, they end up crossing paths later on in the story, basically being pulled into this underground syndicate, this massive war that has been going on for centuries. You get to see some of your favorite characters come back, including Foggy, who's one of my personal favorites. You meet Stick, and actually it's a culmination. You get to meet a little, even if it's just for small cameos, you get to meet a little bit of every character who's been in all four series, which I thought was great of the producers. But the overall plot summary is, of course, just basically what you would guess with a superhero plot. Bad guys come out, superheroes all come in. And now the fun begins. And it was actually a very fun trip. My thoughts on it, of course, it's rather dull for the most part for the first two episodes. By episode 3, you're thinking, okay, enough of the whining and crying and all this kind of stuff. When are we going to get to the action? Well, by episode 3, the last 10 minutes, your wish is fulfilled. And then after that, it's just hits the ground running. It at least consists of 2 to 3 way fights throughout the rest of the episodes. It has a nice climactic battle at the end. I love that fight. But I will say this, the lighting is sort of questionable in some points. You really can't tell who's the bad guy, who's the good guy. You think the bad guys went in? Well, no, he's on the ground getting his face punched in, or she. And you really can't tell what's going on for the most part because the lighting's a little questionable. But after a while, they seem to work out the kinks, and by the end of the story, you're really getting into these awesome epic fight scenes. Story-wise, I'd have to say, to me, it seemed like it was a season 3 and a season 2 of Iron Fist. You have all these nice little sort of, for lack of a better word, you have the questions and gaps sort of filled in, like who's this? You understand who Madame Zhao is. You understand what the Hand is. You find out about their history. You find out about Kula. I mean, you get a really good depth story that sort of is like a wish fulfillment. Sort of kind of like, by comparison, since we're in the same universe, it's kind of like the Avengers were. You have all this going on in all these other separate movies, and then finally when you get to the Avengers movies, boom, the story's fulfilled. I applaud the studio for doing that. That is probably the best way to fulfill this story. Now, as far as Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, you're not really missing out too much as far as story-wise. I mean, you can watch Iron Fist and Daredevil and get the gist of the story. Luke Cage and Jessica Jones are kind of like their own little separate little entity. You're not really, I mean, you learn about key characters, but that's about it. As far as the grand story, their stories don't really comply with this. It's mainly the focus is on Daredevil and Iron Man. So, with that being said, I want to know what your thoughts are. Have you seen The Defenders yet? Have you watched all 4 series? And now are you watching The Defenders and want to know, Meta, should I watch this? My reply to this is yes. What is your reply? Should you watch this? Should you invest your time in this? And more importantly, what's going to happen later on? Because story kind of ends in a nice little clean off, sort of cut. But in a way, it kind of leaves more questions. At least involving Jessica Jones and Luke Cage. What's Iron Fist going to do? And Matt Murdock? Question mark? But that's going to be a wrap up for me. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a big thumbs up down at the bottom. Subscribe to my page. I promise that more content will be coming soon. And just share this video with your friends. Let me know what you think. But my name is Metatron Urel. Thank you for watching Nephilim Entertainment. To all you daydreamers and creators out there, keep your heads in the clouds. Peace!